Claire Peterson, Jennifer Lopez, is very nearly separating from her significant other Garrett, John Corbett, after he was discovered cheating with his secretary. She throws him out and it causes a fracture between the two of them and their child Kevin, Ian Nelson. Claire's dearest companion Vicky Lansing, Kristen Chenoweth, remains by her and urges her to sign the legal documents right away and leave Garrett for good. For Kevin's birthday, Garrett appears for supper. He welcomes Claire and Kevin to a fishing trip following an excursion for work he's taking in San Francisco, which is where his undertaking occurred. Claire declines the greeting yet permits Kevin to join his dad. She is still a lot wounded by the trickiness. At some point, Claire is preparing to take Kevin out when their carport entryway stalls out. Claire goes to push it open and is helped by a young fellow named Noah Sanborn, Ryan Guzman. He is the nephew of Claire's wheelchair-bound neighbor. Noah offers to assist with fixing the carport entryway. He goes with Kevin to the home improvement shop. After they leave, Noah's uncle tells Claire that Noah's folks passed on the earlier year and he is as yet adapting to the misfortune. The young men stroll to the home improvement shop, and Kevin discovers that Noah will go to a similar secondary school as him, where Claire is an educator. After they get their stuff, Kevin sees a young lady from his school that works there named Allie Callahan, Lexi Atkins. He has a keen interest in her yet is excessively anxious around her. Noah convinces him to go up and converse with her. As Kevin goes to pay, Noah acquaints himself with Allie. Minutes after the fact, 3 troublemakers on skateboards drove by a person named Jason Zimmer, Adam Hicks, come in and badger Kevin before Allie and Noah. Noah invests a great deal of energy with Kevin while his uncle is in the clinic, and Claire welcomes him to eat with them and Vicky. Claire makes reference to that she shows exemplary writing at school, inciting Noah to cite Homer and express his affection for the Iliad. Claire is plainly dazzled by this. Afterward, Noah sees a couple of stilettos that Claire keeps in a container, which she says were a gift from Vicky. Noah remarks that the shoes are for ladies who attempt to be provocative, and that Claire doesn't have to attempt. He is sorry for sounding excessively forward. With Kevin and Garrett away on their excursion, Claire is preparing to go out. She peers through the window and sees Noah Bear in his room. He recognizes her watching him, however she takes cover in the background. Claire goes on a twofold date with Vicky and her beau Ethan, Travis Schultz, with his pal Cooer, Brian Mahoney, at a cafe. Cooer is a douche that affronts Claire's affection for exemplary writing and calls her a firework when she safeguards her perspective. She likewise sees him looking at a server. Claire leaves the cafe and returns home. Noah calls Claire and tells her he took a stab at thawing out a chicken in a microwave. He requests that she come over and assist him with cooking it appropriately. She winds up going over and remaining to eat the chicken with him after they cook it appropriately. Noah keeps on playing with Claire, and keeping in mind that she is intrigued, she feels it would be off base. Noah begins to kiss her and fondle her, leaving her incapable to stand up to. They wind up having extremely enthusiastic sex. The following morning, Claire begins to lament what happened the earlier evening. She lets Noah know what they did was off base. In any case, TT drives him so crazy that he punches a wall and bloodies his knuckles. Kevin and Garrett get back from their outing. They eat with Claire, when Noah shows up minutes after the fact. Claire gets a plate of treats, and Noah inquires as to whether she let the folks know what occurred while they were no more. She says there was a major rainstorm, to which Noah conceitedly comments that it got exceptionally wet around there. Kevin offers him a treat, and Noah answers, "I love your mom's treats." The school year starts, and as Claire starts her top of the line, the chief comes in and tells her that Noah is joining their class, since he caused it to seem like Claire mentioned him to move into her group. She understands that he hacked her PC. Kevin and Noah hang out, regardless of Claire beginning to feel awkward with Noah. Noah takes Kevin to the forest with a firearm, having a place with his uncle. He sets up a line of oranges and maneuvers Kevin toward despising his dad for undermining Claire. This is available during supper when Garrett comes over and Kevin shouts at him. Kevin joins Noah at the school rec center and he takes out his dissatisfaction on a punching sack. Kevin overexerts himself and begins to go into shock. Noah races to the storage and gets Kevin's EpiPen. He sticks it in Kevin's leg and recovers him. Vicky presents to Claire a few blossoms at work that the two of them accept came from Garrett. Claire calls him and he denies sending anything. She calculates that Noah sent them and she defies him in the rec center. An educator sees this and sees her push Noah. Kevin returns to the home improvement shop to ask Allie out to a film. She says she can't, yet she might want to go with him to the fall hurl. Claire and Garrett go out on the town, and he begins to get handsy with her. She is as yet annoyed about the undertaking, yet Garrett really needs to begin new. Noah sees this and he indignantly faces Claire about it the following morning. Kevin gets them, and, since he's actually annoyed with his folks, he rides to school with Noah. Jason and his mates head toward Kevin and bug him. Kevin moves forward to stand up to Jason when Noah comes in and kicks Jason into the storage before over and over pummeling his head against it. Vicky runs in to separate the battle, just to get pushed by Noah. He is pulled off by a greater instructor. Noah is shipped off the mains office where Vicky, who is the second in command, says the school never got Noah's record from his past school since he was thrown out for tumultuous direct. Accordingly, Noah considers her a evaporated filthy fucking twat. Vicky lifts her hand to strike him, however he gets it. He leaves as she ousts him. Claire chaperones the fall excursion and leaves Kevin with Allie. Allie educates Claire concerning a break in the kids' washroom. She goes to switch the sink off and sees in huge letters on the wall, "I screwed Claire Peterson." Noah rises up out of the haziness and attempts to drive himself on Claire, just to get kicked where it really hurts. She advises him to avoid her and Kevin. The following day, Claire's understudies are kept out of the class. She opens the entryway and looks inside to see something terrible. She leaves her understudies outside and finds many pictures all around the homeroom showing her and Noah engaging in sexual relations, with much more being printed out. Claire turns off the printer and wildly attempts to dispose of the photos as the chief appears. She opens the entryway for the understudies to come in. The chief communicates his anxiety over Claire's new way of behaving, and he tells her of what he heard in regards to her showdown with Noah in the exercise center. Garrett gets Kevin from school to drive his vehicle home. Kevin drives it indignantly, still angry towards his father. He goes excessively quick and can't stop since the brakes are out. Kevin almost hits two vehicles until Garrett assists him with steering into a column of water compartments out and about. Claire gets back and sees the mark in Garrett's vehicle. He and Kevin don't let Claire know what occurred and guarantee her they're both fine. She finds them staring at the television with Noah. He follows her into the kitchen where she informs him concerning the photographs. He tells her he took a video of their night together, and in the event that she needs it, she needs to go to his home. Claire goes over sometime thereafter, yet Noah vows to give the video provided that she keeps laying down with him. She declines and leaves. Claire tells Vicky all that and requests her assistance. She advises Claire to get into Noah's home and track down the tape herself. Noah understands his thought process is Claire's vehicle, just to see Vicky. He turns his vehicle around, inciting Vicky to call Claire, similarly as she is breaking into Noah's home. She finds the camera taken cover behind a clock over the chimney. She strolls into the storm cellar and tracks down many pictures of herself all around the walls. Claire investigates Noah's PC and finds the video and picture documents. She junks every last bit of it, and afterward spots two different records with pictures of brakes, inferring that Noah was the one that cut the brakes out of Garrett's vehicle, as well as from a minivan. Claire returns higher up and is surprised when Noah's uncle appears. She runs back home. Claire meets with an analyst and discovers that Noah's folks were killed in an auto crash after his father steered into a truck. She is taken to the remaining parts of the vehicle and figures it's a similar minivan recorded in Noah's PC. At home, Claire calls Vicky and is surprised when the entryway gets beaten on. She believes it's Noah, and Vicky advises Claire to go to her home with Kevin. The entryway opens and it's simply Kevin. After the women hang out, Vicky gets pushed over the head by Noah. Noah calls Kevin and welcomes him to head toward Vicky's home. He has Vicky restricted and choked while he calls Claire and utilizes a recording of Vicky's voice to have her come over. Claire shows up at Vicky's home. It's dull and the lights have been cut. Claire gets terrified by Vicky's feline and staggers against the storeroom, which opens up and exits Vicky's dead body. Noah sliced her throat. Claire shouts and runs out of the house. She calls the police, right as Noah finds her and hauls her out of the vehicle. She lets him know she realizes he killed his folks. Noah says that he cherished his mom, however she committed suicide after his dad undermined her, and he cut the brakes of the minivan to kill his dad and the fancy woman. Noah takes Claire to an outbuilding house where he has both Garrett and Kevin restricted. Noah takes steps to kill them both except if Claire consents to remain with him. She gets a wrench and whacks him with it. She goes to Kevin and attempts to unfasten him until Noah moves up and pulls Claire away. He snatches a few lamp fuel and tosses everything around Garrett and Kevin. He takes out the lighter when Claire pushes him and makes him drop it, touching off the lamp fuel. The outbuilding house begins to disintegrate. Garrett gets himself free and folds the rope on his wrists over Noah's throat. Noah gets his firearm and fires Garrett once in the chest. Claire takes Kevin's EpiPen and hits Noah's eye. She attempts to return and loosen Kevin, however Noah keeps on battling her. She puts her finger in his eye, making it overflow discharge and blood. Kevin breaks the rope and whacks Noah with a block of wood, and Noah pushes him off. He points his weapon at Kevin and says that occasionally legends need to go with hard choices. Claire considers Noah and says, "You're not kidding," prior to pulling a change that drops a motor on Noah to kill him at long last. Claire and Kevin pull Garrett up and leave the consuming animal dwelling place house. The paramedics and police show up on the scene. They wheel Garrett into the emergency vehicle with Claire and Kevin riding close by. She keeps on guaranteeing Garrett all will be well and that they're at last returning home. Home.